at 9.
Hello there, a very good evening and welcome to your Primetime Weekend News Bulletin with me, Shen Silva.
And I'm Arundhati Mudanayaka. First a look at the stories making headlines this evening.
Headlines on News First at 9.
Fishermen from several areas set off to sea disregarding warnings. Met Department warns of inclement weather in the coming days. Another 4 arrested over the attack in Mathura. Probation officers union charges negligence on the part of National Child Protection Authority in the case of abuse at a boys' home in Vavuniya. 2013 Chogam rally makes its way from Avisavela to Ratnapura.
News First at 9.
And now for the stories in detail. The Met Department is forecasting more showers in various parts of the island as a result of the growth of a low-pressure system in the southwestern part of the Bay of Bengal.
That's right, Arundhati. The Director General of the department, S.R. Jayasekara, says that wind speeds in the island could also increase as a result.
Traffic flow on the Badula-Batiklo road has been disrupted since last evening after a culvert on the road broke as a result of the prevailing adverse weather conditions. Our reporter says that motorists can use the road via Hirivana as an alternative. I am on the Putlam Manor road where the Kalaoya flows into the sea. Although heavy rainfall has not been experienced here, the road has been closed for the most part of the year as a result of waters from the Kala River being constantly released into the water. While the road has been submerged under about 3 feet of water, the Assistant Director of the Disaster Management Centre in the Putlam district, R.A.K. Ranavira, says that this situation has arisen as a result of the Kalaoya breaking its banks. As a result, roads via Anuradhapura or Oyamadua have to be used as alternatives to the Putlam Manor road. 50 line homes in Vilgoda, Kurunagala were inundated as a result of heavy showers experienced yesterday. Our reporter says that this was caused as a result of the canal which drains water out of the city breaking its banks. Our reporter says that the Daduru Oya is flowing about 1.5 feet above the Ridigama bridge on the Kurunagala-Mathule road in Ridigama. Meanwhile, red rain was experienced in the Kivul-Ala area in Kahavatta this morning. Rough seas and strong winds could be witnessed this morning along the coast in Ambalangada, Hikkadua and Kahava. As a result of the prevailing rainy weather, the water level of the Polgola reservoir has risen extremely high and one spill gate has been opened. As a result of the heavy showers, the water level of the Suduganga in Mathule has risen. The highest rainfall in the 24 hours ending at 8:30 this morning was reported from Kurunagala, which recorded rainfall of 139.6 millimeters. Lakshapana recorded rainfall of 77 millimeters, while Putlam recorded rainfall of 73.7 millimeters. We expect that the low pressure system will move northwards towards India. Thereby, adverse weather is expected in the northern parts of the island tomorrow and the day after. Thunder showers in the eastern and Uva provinces will reduce, and showers can be experienced in the morning in the western, Sabarogama and northwestern provinces and in the Gaul and Mathura districts. Over the past several days, the Met Department has warned that wind speeds in deep and shallow sea areas of the island could reach up to 80 kilometers per hour. The Fisheries Department had warned of operators of light vessels, especially light vessels with outboard motors, to exercise extreme caution when setting out to sea. However, our reporter notes that several light vessels set out to sea today from the Thangol Fisheries Harbour. At the same time, several multi-day trawlers arrived at the Thangol Fisheries Harbour this morning. Our reporters say that most fishermen from areas including Ampara, Adala Chena, Oluvil, Batikalo, Bala Chennai, Kalamanchikudi and Putlam set out to sea today. A number of instances where fishermen have set out to sea disregarding warnings from the Met Department. Loss of lives, damage to vessels, missing fishermen and vessels. Most recent incidents: over 50 vessels damaged in Jaffna and Mullaitivu. Why are warnings issued in the interest of safeguarding lives being disregarded? Should authorities bear responsibility for all accidents?
Police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rohana said that another 3 suspects in connection to the recent attack on the procession in Mathura, demanding the resignation of Ranil Wickremesinghe as UNP party leader, surrendered themselves to the police this afternoon. He added that the arrests were made after the suspects had turned themselves over to the police via a lawyer.
Meanwhile, 4 persons, including the opposition leader of the Veligama Pradesh Sabha, were arrested after handing themselves over to the police in connection with the recent attack in Mathura, have been remanded until tomorrow. The suspects were produced before the Mathura magistrate today.
Police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rohana said that the suspects had turned themselves over to the Mathura police via a lawyer this morning. He added that they were subsequently placed under arrest and produced before the Mathura magistrate. The opposition leader of the Veligama Pradesh Sabha, who was remanded, had been identified by the public prior to this. Meanwhile, UNP supporters who were assaulted in Mathura say that several persons connected with the incident are yet to be arrested. Among them are Ranil Wickremesinghe's private secretary Sudat Chandrasekara and former opposition leader of the Western Provincial Council Kitsiri Kahatapitiya.
The well-being of the public. Call if you have any information on them.
Nevertheless, Western Provincial Councillor Attorney-at-Law Shiral Laktilaka, who was part of the faction that was attacked, questions as to why the rest of the suspects are not being arrested when the entire country is aware of who they are. We are still monitoring the police investigation into this incident. Ranil Wickremesinghe's private secretary is an individual known to everyone in this country. He has not turned himself over to the police as yet. We are watching and waiting. We have major questions regarding the activity of the police and as to why Sudat Chandrasekara and the other individuals have not been brought under the law. We are looking into this and we are continuing to monitor this. In order to pledge our support to the judicial process, we call upon the Sri Lanka police to look into this matter.
Chairman of the United Bhikkhu Front, Venerable Meetya Godagunaratna Theras, says that there has been no change whatsoever in the United Bhikkhu Front stance that Ranil Wickremesinghe should step down from the United National Party leadership.
The Thera points out that UNP leader Ranil Wickremesinghe has agreed to an agreement put forward by the United Bhikkhu Front containing 8 proposals that should be followed for the party to become victorious.
The chairman of the United Bhikkhu Front points out that as such, there is no need whatsoever for any other proposals. However, it was revealed in the media today that UNP leader Ranil Wickremesinghe had requested Kegal district parliamentarian Kabir Hashim to prepare a set of proposals on his behalf that he could present at the second round of talks to be held regarding the establishment of a leadership council.
සජ්ජාතික පක්ෂයේ අපිට උමනා කරන්නේ ඉදිරි කාලයේදී බලයට පත් කරන්න.
What we want is to bring the United National Party into power in the future. That is why the Mahasangha have come forward and presented these proposals. The party leadership accepted these. 2 weeks had been given for this. Now we have been informed that there are other proposals that are to be presented. These are unnecessary and there is no cause for them. We have also been informed through the newspapers and through other sources that Kabir Hashim is to present a set of proposals. What right does Kabir Hashim have to do this? He has no right whatsoever. It is unnecessary. This is an agreement between the Mahasangha and Ranil Wickremesinghe. These proposals must be implemented as intended. That is what the country expects. There is no need to implement various persons' proposals. The other thing is that everyone has now been stirred up. There is a great stirring in the country after these proposals were presented. We expect that the Mahasangha's request will be implemented within 14 days. That is all that has to be said. Others need not be troubled over this. No one must interfere in this. Unwanted individuals should not try to creep into this. This must be said very clearly.
A function was held at the Katiyava Junction in Eppawala today to commemorate the 129th birth anniversary of Mahamanya D.S. Siranayaka. The government is acting according to their own wishes because the main opposition is weak. Therefore, the United Bhikkhu Front had discussions with our leader to set aside our differences and to work together as a united group once again. The main aim is to lift this country from its current position. In order to serve the public who are suffering, our leaders must work together. The country will not gain anything from a musical chair competition. The United National Party that obtained independence for Sri Lanka suffered many setbacks. Bringing this party back on a victorious path is the best honour that we can give to late D.S. Senanayaka. Neither I nor Karu Jayasuriya care much about positions. However, the Honourable Deputy Chief Incumbent said that a great effort is being taken to strengthen the party with the intervention of the Mahasangha. I would like to clearly state in public that Karu Jayasuriya and I pledge our fullest support to this 8-clause proposal put forward by the Mahasangha to strengthen the party.
උන්වහන්සේලාගේ අටවැදෑරුම් වැඩසටහන ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන්නට අපි හැම විටම කටයුතු කරමු. අපි නායකත්වය වෙන උන්වහන්සේලාට
We greatly appreciate the efforts made by the Mahasangha to bring all sections of the party together by sacrificing their time, effort and wealth. These proposals are very timely and we are waiting patiently. I am not going to talk about it because if I make any mistake in talking about it, a problem would be created. All those who are separated from us can rejoin us and be a strength. We have no intention of excluding anyone. We do not wish to seek revenge or be jealous of anyone.
කිසි කෙනෙකුගෙන් පරිගන්න, ක්‍රෝධ කරන්න, වෛර කරන්න, ඊර්ෂ්‍යා කරන්න අපේ කිසි බලාපොරොත්තුවක්.
Also in local news, a discussion took place this evening under the auspices of Minister of Disaster Management Mahinda Amaravira over the issues faced by locals from Arabad the Hambantota due to the threat of wild elephants.
පහුගිය දවස්වල කිව්වා ඔන්න නායකත්ව මණ්ඩලයක් පත් කරනවා කියලා කිව්වා.
Recently, they spoke of a leadership council. Then they said that it will be made a supreme council. I would like to mention here that no matter how many councils are appointed, Ranil Wickremesinghe will not step aside as the leader. He will not let his powers be reduced. He will appoint any council as long as he remains as the leader. He will appoint a council also keeping the powers to dissolve that appointed council as well.
And up next is the newspaper cartoon of the day.